Coach, that's a pretty emotional loss on Monday. How have you guys kind of gotten yourself back in the right headspace and put this one behind you, get ready for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think it's important that we learn from it. But we have to move past it. Now at this point, we're fortunate that of course, there's a lot of pride in the Beanpot, and of course, we wanted to defend the title. It's obviously a great experience for a team to win that tournament. But at the end of the day, our season is not over, so that's the important thing, and we have to make sure we learn from that game. Um, I think you got to give Northeastern a ton of credit. I don't want to take anything away from them. They played excellent. They had a plan. They stuck to it. They did a good job against us. Um, but I think we can learn from it. I think it's tough not having a game this weekend. We're having to wait all the way till Monday to play, but it gives us an opportunity to reset, have some really good practices, work on some things that we can improve on, and go from there.
Rich, go ahead.
Coach, there was once a perception that the consolation round was a throwaway game, but in reality, isn't it have the worth of a Hockey East game and something that will come into play in March?
No question. It's certainly not a throwaway game, especially, I guess it's probably better that we're playing BC. Obviously, I mean, all the games are big for us, but I think, both teams get up for that one. So I think it'll be energy on both sides. And it's an important game, like, especially for us, like we need to bounce back from the loss. And, we don't have the opportunity to bounce back this weekend before that game. So we got to be ready for it.
Michael, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. So at TD specifically, there's the benches, two teams on the same side, whereas at Aganis, you've got each team having their own side. Do you think the long change, specifically in the second period, affected energy levels?
I'm not sure if it affected the energy levels. It definitely makes a difference. In second periods, if you can catch teams, tired and extend zone time, you can transition and kind of keep them hemmed in. So it does become an issue. I don't think it was an issue for us. I don't really think we were really over the course of the game hemmed in our zone too often. So I don't think it was an issue for us. Maybe we could have took advantage of it the other way. I don't think we did.
Rick, go ahead.
Coach, do you have any concerns that the team has gotten away from the strong puck retrieval work that has previously enabled longer offensive zone possessions?
Yeah, I don't think the possession time was an issue. I think I don't know what the number was, but we had the puck in their end a lot. We just didn't get inside enough. That was the bigger issue for me. We're way too perimeter against them. Like I said, give them credit. They pushed us outside, did a good job of keeping us away from Levi. So I don't know if that was an issue in that game, but it's something we work on all the time. So yeah, we got to get back to it. We're not going to be perfect. So there's things that we make adjustments to that we see that we're not doing well.
Andrew, go ahead.
From what I remember of your time playing at BU, you don't have a lot of experience playing in the consolation game. Just is it tough to get up for a game that's at 4:00 and it might not be very crowded when you guys drop the puck?
Yeah, I think it definitely can be a challenge, but for us, like I think our guys are going to take it as it being a big game. So, and I know like the environment right away is not great in there. So we have to find our own emotion and build it ourselves. Towards as the game gets going and you start getting into the second, third period, I think you start seeing at least a few more people in the stands, which I think will hopefully help. But for us, I know our guys like they've responded pretty well all year, so I think they'll be motivated to play very well.
Rich, go ahead.
Coach, is there a point in the end, like near the end of February, where you kind of just set your lines and keep them there to keep consistency as you head into March? Or are you always playing with combinations?
I think it's been pretty consistent recently. Yeah, I think you're always trying to find the best matchup you can find. Obviously, we've had a few injuries here with Phillips and Armstrong that have been out of the lineup, so we've made some adjustments off of that. But I think, yeah, going into the stretch run, it'd be nice to find some combinations that you feel comfortable with. So that's something we'll look at in the next few weeks here.
Bell, go ahead.
Coach, you guys have seen BC 3 times this year. Is there anything specific you focus on against them, or is it more just getting back to your game this Monday?
Yeah, they present some challenges. They're a good transition team. Really good speed. They have some game changers in their lineup. There's some things that we have to make sure we're aware of. But I do think like the most important thing is getting our game back. The way we're capable of playing.
Michael, go ahead.
Coach, Amante and Jarman subbed in the lineup for the semifinal game. What did you like about their performance, and can we expect to see them on Monday?
I haven't decided lineup wise. That's too far out right now. We got to see who's healthy, who's not. Jarman, I don't think really played much in that game. I thought Amante was very good. I thought he did a good job counting penalties. Thought he was good in the forecheck. I thought that line of Stevens, Amante, and Zabane actually, they did a pretty good job of, putting pucks behind them and winning pucks and getting to the net a little bit more than some of our other lines. So I was actually really happy with the way Tristan played.
Rich, go ahead.
Coach, I don't know if you had a chance to see the BC game from Monday night, but just the way that they came back and refused to roll over, did that show you something about them a little bit?
Yeah, I watched the second and third period inside at the TD Garden on TV, and yeah, they were pushing hard, and they did that same thing against us in the third period over at BC, and Drew kind of stood in his head for us. So yeah, I'm very impressed with their team. They're a dangerous group. Like they got some players that can, like I said earlier, that can make you pay. So yeah, they don't give up, and they have some talented players on that team.
Bell, go ahead.
Are Armstrong and Phillips still expected to be out this week?
I would say Armstrong will still be out. He still has not skated. Phillips practiced yesterday and today, looks pretty good. But we won't skate probably tomorrow. We'll skate Saturday, Sunday, see how he does in those two, see how he responds after those two practices, and we'll go from there. So he's day to day. He's probably 50-50 for Monday.